Hey everyone, in today's video I'll be showing you guys how I film and edit my short form vlogs. As a disclaimer, this is not my real voice for privacy reasons, but I do apologize if it sounds a bit odd. The first thing I'm going to do is switch the video to cinematic because the skincare clips look higher quality. After positioning my phone stand, which I highly recommend to use, it's now time to start filming. I have a bit of a slower pace, so I do slower and smooth pace motions with my product. The way you film your clips impacts the quality of the vlog a lot, and your speed also depends on the style of the vlog, so smooth motions are key. I have a lot of still clips throughout my video which I'll use a lot in the editing process, so make sure to have those clips as well. Now of course, most viewers watching likely already know what to include in their videos, so I'm not going to go too into detail, but what I do is showcase the product and include some ASMR sounds, since this definitely attracts more views. I do multiple different shots to provide options and again have slow and smooth pace motions. I also forgot to mention to have your products at a good distance away from the camera. For my outfit clips, it depends whether I need a phone stand or not, but in this case I'll be using a phone stand, although it's not really required. Once again, smooth and slow pace motions are key, but other than that there's not much commentary to provide. Once again, make sure to have still clips throughout the recording. Towards the end of my recording, I take my phone out of the stand and do some zoom in motions. In this case, I do these motions at the end in order not to mess up the stabilization of my phone stand. The app I use to edit is CapCut, and even if you're a beginner, CapCut is very straightforward and super easy to understand and use. The first thing I do is add the audio I'm going to use. To do that, you go to Audio, Extract it, and just simply select your screen recording of the song. My vlogs are usually 25 to 30 seconds, so that's what I recommend the length of the song to be. I also suggest adding a fade in and out at the beginning and the end of your song to avoid anything choppy. I usually do 0.3 to 0.4 seconds. The next step is something that is really crucial in editing my vlogs. You're going to go to Beats and then press Automatically Generate. With these beats, you can perfectly time each clip in your vlog, which makes a better quality and much smoother overall. You can increase and decrease the amount of beats that appear, but I usually keep it at the intense level. Now for editing, I just simply trim each clip to match each beat as shown, but I will show you all some mini tutorials for specific things in my vlogs. In my recordings, I don't zoom in on my products and instead have still clips, but to create a zoom in motion, these clips will come in handy. First, make sure your clip is a bit longer and make sure you're at the very beginning of the clip. Then press this little diamond shape next to the arrows, which is called a keypad. Do not move the frame here. Now go to the very end of the clip and press the keypad again, where you'll slightly zoom in the frame depending on how much you want it to zoom in on the products. I'm also going to do the same at the end of my skincare clips for consistency. If you want to change your motion, like making it zoom in instead of zoom out, you can reverse the clip. Also drag clips and rearrange their order. To do that, you simply just hold on the clip and move it before or after the clip of your choice. I do this a lot for my outfit clips to showcase my outfit, and it gives a purpose to these recordings. After I'm done editing, I now focus on the ASMR part of the video. I first click the mute all button and then select the clip that has ASMR sounds in it. I then select volume and drag it all the way to 1000. Repeat these for the clips that have ASMR sounds. I muted all of the other clips to avoid extra background noise, so I suggest not raising those to 1000. This is not always required, but if the audio is still too loud, then you can also lower down the audio. It's often best if you do both. Another tip to have smooth videos is to lower the speed of certain clips if they're too fast or shaky. To do that, you press on the clip of your choice, click speed, and then normal. I recommend slowing it down between the 0.5 and the 0.7 range. If you have CapCut Pro, you can also press smooth slow-mo and then better quality. Now your clips match the same pace as every other clip and you don't have to refilm anything. With that done, it's now time to move on to my favorite part, the text. You're first going to click text, add text, and caption your video. I do something simple and short and also add aesthetic symbols and emojis underneath. The proportions are obviously different on an iPad, but I simply center it in the middle and adjust the size to be a bit bigger. To change the font, you just press fonts and choose the font of your choice. For my vlogs, I always use Sarah. You're then going to go to Styles and click Shadow. Choose the black color and adjust the opacity. For my vlogs, I don't keep my text throughout the entire video, but instead only for a few seconds. I let it disappear after the skincare zoom-in clip, or alternatively, 5 to 7 seconds. So that's what I suggest to do. I also add my user on top of the caption, but in the system text and a smaller size. I'm not going to line it up with the caption as it'll be used later. Now let's work on the caption. First, click Animations and find the one labeled Type 1. You're then going to extend the animation time length to line up with one of the clips or beats. For example, at the end of the clip of me taking my glossier lip balm off of the box, the animation will end there. You don't want to type in the entire time as it'll be too slow and people will barely be able to read the caption. To have the typing sound effects, go to Audio and then Sound FX. There are hundreds of typing sounds for you to use, but I use this one. Now just simply add it in and trim it to a part where there's a lot of typing sounds for extra ASMR. Then split it right when the typing animation ends. After adjusting that, go back to your smaller text and drag it right when the animation and sound effect ends. Make sure that it disappears along with the main caption. Once again, go to Audio, Sound Effects, and this time use a cooking sound. Line it up to fit with the smaller text and adjust everything as needed. To add a watermark, what I do is duplicate the smaller text and shrink it down. You then go to Styles and lower the opacity to 40%. Finally, press Last in Text and your text is finished. The last thing I do before exporting the vlog are the filters and adjustment, which I always recommend doing for a video. You're first going to click adjust twice, and there will be many features for you to adjust, like brightness, saturation, and etc. I will not be using all of these, but in my opinion the most important ones are brightness, brilliance, saturation, and temperature. You can use these features to help brighten up a video, which results in better lighting. I only increase or decrease these by a bit in the range of 2 to 5, since I don't want the filters to be significantly noticeable. But of course these are only for minor adjustments, but if you want cinematic looks that attract thousands of views, then you should try today's sponsor, Dehancer. Dehancer is a film software that is dedicated to film emulation plugins and color grading, backed up of decades of research. With Dehancer, you can create an authentic look as it offers various tools for creative color grading. It easily creates authentic lighting and cinematic looks for your videos. It's available as a plugin for a wide range of apps, such as Adobe Premiere, Adobe Lightroom Classic, and more. You can download it anywhere from your phone to your computer. Use my code FILMBYMILLS10 for 10% off when purchasing at Dehancer for an exclusive discount. Thank you again to Dehancer for sponsoring this video. Finally, it's time to export the video. Make sure you made any changes you feel are necessary and then click AI Ultra HD. If you have CapCut Pro, I suggest raising these to the maximum level, but if you don't, that is also fine, as this step is not required.
I think I like when it rains. You told me to go to the light. And what it's like to feel your pain.
I hope you learned from this filming and editing tutorial, and feel free to comment any additional questions that you may have. Make sure to check out my other long-form videos if you enjoyed content like this. I would also be thrilled if you checked out my other YouTube channel, mills.roblox1, where I post Roblox and grow garden content.